Ito ang breaking news ngayon. Viral ngayon sa mundo ng social media. Sadya talagang ang sinungaling ay kapatid ng magnanakaw at walang baho ang hindi aalingasaw. Matapos ang pag-cite and contempt ng di umano'y convicted sa kasong child abuse na si ACT Teacher Party List Representative Franz Castro sa Chief of Staff ng Vice President na si Atty. Zolica Lopez at sa di umano'y panggigipit sa kanila ng mga mambabatas at ng administrasyon ngayon. Vice President Sara Duterte walang prenong inilabas ang lahat ng baho ng House Speaker na si Martin Romualdez. Ito ang balitang hindi di umano nilalabas ng mainstream media. Ngunit viral at pinag-uusapan na ngayon sa mundo ng social media matapos isa-isahin ng pangalawang pangulo ang tila kawalang hiyaan raw ng liderato ng Kongreso na si Speaker Martin Romualdez. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy mga kapanig, kung bago ka pa lamang sa aming channel ay huwag kalimutang mag-like, subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para mas updated ka palalo sa lahat pa ng mga bagong videos na i-upload namin. At yun na nga mga kapanig, matapos sa mga nangyaring panggigipit sa Vice President at sa tauhan ng Office of the Vice President na si Atty. Zolica Lopez ng House of Representatives at ng administrasyon ngayon na kahit na pinagkukumpiskan na ang mga cellphone di umano ni Atty. Lopez at ng kanyang assistant ay mabuti na lang ay may laptop pa na naiwan na siyang ginamit ng Vice President Sara Duterte na mag-live video. Kasalukuyang estado nila sa batasan na siyang nagugulat ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Hindi na nakapagtimpi at sumabog na sa galit ang pangalawang pangulo at walang takot at tahasan niyang sinabi at iniisa-isa nito ang pagnanakaw ng nasabing representative ng Tacloban City kung saan di umano ay hindi raw ito nakontento at talagang sadyang masiba dahil pati raw ang bawal na gamot at smuggling pinasok na di umano ng naturang speaker. Ito ang isa sa mga nakakagulat na revelasyon ng pangalawang pangulo na si Sara Duterte na kung saan hindi na talaga nakapagpigil at talagang inulan na ng mura ang House Speaker na si Martin Romualdez dahil bukod raw sa di umano'y tila illegal na ginagawa nito, pati daw ang pera ng taong bayan ay ibinubulsa na nito na ayon pa sa Vice Presidente na may rason na mas kinamumuhian na ngayon at isinusumpa na di umano ng maraming Pilipino na kahit pagmudmuran daw di umano ng pera o ayuda ni Romualdez ang mga Pilipino ay kahit kailan hindi di umano ito mananalo bilang presidente. Matapos mabulgar di umano ito'y sangkot sa mga transaksyon sa bawal na gamot at smuggling sa ating bansa. Kaya't huwag na magtataka ang mga tao kung bakit hanggang ngayon ay talamak at naglipa na pa rin ang mga gumagamit ng ipinagbabawal na gamot at mga nagbebenta nito. Ang lumabas nga ang balitang ito ay umani agad ng samut-saring komento mula sa marami sa ating mga kababayan na kung saan ay marami nga sa kanila ngayon ang hindi napigilan ng kanilang sarili na maglabas ng kanilang hinaingat komento sa mundo ng social media. At ayon pa sa kanila, Martin Romualdez, hindi mo mandato ang personal na magbigay ng pera at ayuda sa publiko dahil mayroong DSWD na siyang may tungkulin sa pagbibigay ayuda. Iyan ang ginagawa mo Martin Romualdez ay isang pampolitikong hakbang upang masabi ng bayan ikaw ay matulungin. Pero ang totoo ay balat kayo lang. Pera din ng Pilipinas ang iyong ipinamimigay. Kaya walang utang na loob ang tao sa iyo. We pray for Sara. God protect her all the time, protect our country from evil people. Because of money, they buy principles. If may they faith, honor, integrity, and moral of some government officials. May God house the Philippines ruled by evil. Kung totoo yan, siya ang dapat imbestigahan. Siya ang umuubos sa pera ng Pinas, tapos pinapahid niya sa iba. Siya ang nagpapahirap sa sambayanan. I love Duterte forever. Kahit sinong mabait, kapag inaabuso ng sobra, doon ka nagiging matapang. Nakakapagmura din ako pag ako'y inabuso. Salamat VP Inday Sara. Nakasubaybay ako lagi kahit anong mangyari. Suli Duterte ang lahat ng taga Mindanao. We love Duterte. We are support no way Marcos administration. Ibulgar mo yan lahat para malaman ng taong bayan. We pray for the safety and protection of VPSara at Atty. Lopez. God bless. End quote. At
The Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative. I will probably request him to step down. Pero kung hindi po siya naman, bakit hindi po natin kinonsentrate kay Anthony Abad? Siya po yung bida dito eh. Siya po ang pinakasentro nito. Siya ang nagsasabi dito na pinaliwanag niya sa tao, nagsabi po ng mga tao, we fully understand the rationale of this proposition, we fully understand the consequences, the effects, and the advantages of this proposition. Gusto nating malaman, talaga bang ginawa niya single-handedly, or do et al. Ito, but to undertake and to mobilize an undertaking nationwide to be able to get at least 8 million votes. Kaya po ba ng isang tao? Why don't we begin with Anthony Abad? Who is he? Anthony Abad, based on the Google, Madam Chair, specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years, and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair?
Nasa Google po. At
kung sino-
nakalagay din po
sino
sa Google, he took his oath before the office of Senator Aquilino Pimentel. Nasa Google po. Kaya kailangan po nating makita lahat eh. Sa Google po yan.
I was also shown that picture, pero hindi ko ma-date eh. Mukhang bata pa kami nun eh. So, so must have been years ago. And if we are talking about this, that if he is also that Anthony Abad named in the signature sheet, so we are assuming a lot of things. Pero right now, he's not a consultant of my office. But, so kailangan pasiputin natin itong Attorney Anthony A. Abad. So,
Triple A.
Yes.
Attorney Anthony A. Abad.
So, para malaman po natin. And if that person seen in the picture taking an oath before me, if he will admit that he is the one, then we're talking about the same person. But he's not a consultant of my office, so I don't think he's also a consultant of the Senate. Wala. So maybe that was siguro part of his biodata. Siguro once upon a time, baka nangyari yun. So, and then, since andito na rin tayo sa topic na ito, the burden is all with Attorney Anthony A. Abad, because no other lawyer can file that petition and claim that he or she is under that et al. Hindi po pwede yun. So it's only if the signatures are genuine and real and then freely given, it is only this Attorney Anthony A. Abad whom they have authorized to file the petition. No person, no lawyer can claim to be et al. Kasi hindi siya pinangalanan. So that's my theory. Kaya I agree with Congressman Marcoleta, we really have to identify who is. Pero medyo common name kasi yan, there might be more than one Anthony A. Abad who happens also to be a lawyer. So
Yes,
we need to
Senator,
look for
but
this person.
We can start with him.
Yes,
This is an A4 sheet of paper.
that's right.
10 signatories per seat. If Anthony Abad is out to get 8 million votes to satisfy the threshold of 8 million, this is the requisite of the People's Initiative, he will need 800,000 pieces of this A sheet. Nakita ko po yung nakakuha ko ng isang ream nito. This paper was imported from Indonesia. This is 70 GSM. I want to ask Anthony Abad, kinuwenta ko po kung magkano eh. Siguro about 1,500 something reams. 500,000 pesos, ito pala mong papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang 2 piso. 800,000 seats, that 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Anthony Abad? Maybe we can ask questions directly from this guy. Hindi yung mga nakatakip ang mukha. They're so brave enough not to be able to expose their faces in the public. I'm sorry, Mr. Senate President, but I read your rules on evidence. If the substantive rights of people affected in this hearing, they should also be protected. How can we, for example, confront the accusers if they are all masked? Hindi po ganito. I am not defending the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will repeat this. If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down. Pero alimbawa po kung ito'y ginawa ni Anthony Abad out of exasperation, out of frustration, because I think for the longest time, the House of Representatives have been inviting the Senate to meet with us on a constituent assembly, and the Senate repeatedly refused us. This is on record, Madam Chair. kahit kailan po hindi natin magagampanan, hindi natin magagamit yung isang modality to change the Constitution, which is the Constituent Assembly. Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, dead ma. Dead ma. So kailan po natin gagamitin ng Constituent Assembly? We cannot. It's impossible. Sa sinasabi ng Senate, well, ang dami pong ano eh. Okay, bago kami makipag-meet sa inyo, you will have to agree that separate voting. Ganun po palagang nangyayari. Ito po ang nangyari. Ako po matagal na sa Congress. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Madam Chair, panahon pa po ni Speaker Belmonte, pinag-iisipan na natin to. Restrictive economic provisions, blah, 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 blah. But we never agree just to meet. Alam po ninyo, Madam Chair, ang pinag-uusap, mag-meet lang po tayo. Tsaka na po natin pag-uusapan kung yung 3/4 is voting separately or not.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think,
tayo.
Tama observation ni Attorney Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced. If the Senate does not want to amend the Constitution through a Constituent Assembly, the House cannot force it. Ganun lang po yun, as simple as that. So therefore,
No one is forcing, Senator.
precisely. So, there should be no complaint kasi we are two autonomous bodies. Ayaw nung isa makimit sa Constituent Assembly.
The
So,
complaint arises from the fact that you do not want to meet with us. So
Madam
ang
Chair.
question, how can we make use of that particular
Yes,
modality? It is the first modality.
yes, that means that the present composition of both houses cannot avail of that mode kasi ayaw nga nung isang house makimit. So, ano na po yan? That's a political question, gamitin sa issue sa election. Pero our problem with the PI is yun na nga. Therefore, we suspected some politicians to be behind the PI because ang tinutumbok ng People's Initiative is the procedure sa Constituent Assembly.
That's
And
right.
changing the natural meaning of that section,
That's
Madam
correct.
Chair. So that's
And
that.
with all due
Yan
respect
yung flow,
to
yes.
Congressman Marcoleta, that's likely a subject of another hearing and another meeting and perhaps a more confident and benign meeting of the minds at another time.
Madam Chair, if I
Right
may.
now, I can see all my colleagues jumping out of their seats to contradict us, but let's not hijack this hearing. Let us
Correct.
proceed with the
Can we now fix the identity of Attorney Anthony A. Abad? Can we show the picture to Mr. Oñate, Attorney Abisado, if we're really talking about the same person, at Attorney Garbin? So Attorney Abad of the Harvard Association yata, I think that's... Siya yung sinususpetsahan nating Attorney Anthony Abad, so we want a confirmation if he... Sa tingin nga muna...
We put it on screen.
Screen, yes, okay. Sige. Can we put on screen? Para lang, tapos na, alam na natin. We now know who we are talking about.
Alam ba ninyo kung kailan ang balik? Any idea po, Attorney Garbin? Pido?
I was not apprised of his return in the country, but I was told that he's really out of the country. Yeah.
Is this the same fellow?
Yan na po. Yan na po, sir.
Are we talking about the same?
Yes,
talk-
yes, Your Honor.
Oo, si Tony Abad yan, yung dating USEC DTI.
I think you
Okay.
said that then.
Oo, sige. At least nagkakaliwanagan kasi.
Okay, now we know the identity. And I'd just like to make of record my position, my interpretation, Madam Chair, that per the signatories, if these are really real signatures and a real people's initiative, only Attorney Anthony A. Abad can file the petition on their behalf. Siya lang. Siya.
That is not true, Your Honor, because
That is my position. I want to
that
make
is
it
your
of record.
position
Okay,
from the
that's
very
on
start. We
record.
were all together campaigning nationwide for this noble intention to amend the Constitution.
Because there
So,
was-
in fact,
the
in Albay, I
people-
was the one who
Well,
spearheaded.
Madam Chair, can we make order on this hearing?
Yes,
Can we-
Attorney Garbin,
Yeah.
you
Let me
please
finish.
allow the minority leader
I'm
who
sorry,
has the
I'm
floor
also-
to complete his statement.
I'm chewing some Cheding's peanuts. Stop. Okay, the people, if this is a real people's initiative, made an effort to identify who can file the petition for them. They said Attorney Anthony A. Abad, et al. So the people identified one person. The et al., they made a mistake because they need to identify who can file the petition for them. Hence, their correct step was naming one person, and this is that person. So only Attorney Anthony A. Abad can file that petition on behalf of the people. Should COMELEC ever, pero iba na po, may ruling naman ng COMELEC that the present law and the present resolution is insufficient to entertain a petition. But should we come to that stage, only this person can file that petition. That's my position, Madam Chair. So opinion lang naman po yan. Apa.
Yes, thank you very much, Minority Leader. Hindi po yung et al, kundi yung mismong pangalan ng Attorney Abad ang sinasabi po ninyo. Yes, Attorney Garbin, you had something to add.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As to the Madam Chair, as to the position of the respected senator, I beg to differ, Madam Chair. Normally, the movement is composed of several sectors of our society. A national movement wherein not only Pirma, not only Attorney Abad, as mentioned by Congressman Marcoleta kanina, paano niya tatrabahuin ni Attorney Abad yung pag-disseminate at pag-distribute ng lahat ng forms to be signed by all registered voters kung nag-iisa lang siya. And therefore, nilagay na lang namin doon. When we start this movement, we start with Attorney Abad et al. At kasama ho si Noel Oñate doon, kasama ho si Justice Veloso, the former member, and kasama rin ho si Congressman Argel Kabatbat.
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat. Yes, Senator Bato.
May I ask from Attorney Garbin, is he confirming that since hindi kaya ni Attorney Abad na umikot sa buong Pilipinas, that is why he solicited the services of the Chief of Staff, the staff of the different congressmen all over the Philippines?
I cannot affirm your statement, Senator Bato, but when we enter each legislative district, there is some sort of tolerance from the members of Congress. I'm not saying that they did not directly participate in...
Senator Bato, kung papayagan ninyo, nalilito ako magpa-follow up lang ako kay Senator Coco. Ang nakasulat lang, Attorney Abad. Wala naman nakasulat doon, pirma. Wala namang nakasulat doon. Ang sinabi lang, et al. Malay namin kung sino si et al.
And that's why
Malay
po, from the very start...
ng tao kung sino si et al. Papapirmahin ninyo, sino si et al.
From the very start ho, in fact, there's so many publications of which I was quoted that I am one of the petitioner in this People's Initiative. In fact, in Albay, when I was invited by the Mayor's League or the Liga ng mga Municipality of Albay, I confirmed there that not only did I advocating this movement, but I am also one of the petitioner in this People's Initiative. And that was all documented. Madam Chair.
Okay, be that as it may. Yes. Yes, I think Senator Cheese is going to make the same comment we all are. Yes, Senator Cheese.
On the topic, Madam Chair, with the permission of Senator Pimentel, since we're on this resource person, Mr. Oñate, when did you meet Congressman Garbin?
Okay, sir. When did you meet now?
When did you meet Congressman Garbin?
I met Congressman Garbin about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yes.
So prior to a month ago, you never thought of PI? Because he was the one spearheading it, according to him.
No, we launched PIRMA in 1996.
No, this particular initiative.
We've been talking about it in some parties, in some gatherings.
Well, it's okay to talk about it, but in terms of initiating, you only met Congressman Garbin a month ago. You said?
Yeah, about a month ago, yes.
So I guess it was only a month ago that you also discussed this current initiative, because he's, based on his comments earlier, he's very active in this. So did he simply join you afterwards? You were already starting it, or a month ago after you met, that's when you agreed?
We started it January 2.
You started it January 2?
January 2,
So
yes.
prior to meeting Congressman Garbin a month ago, You were not doing anything yet.
We were, but it was talking about it, and I
Opo.
and I told them about my experience, that
So-
I launched it before and all that.
Sino po ang naghingi ng meeting nung nag-meet kayo? Siya po nanghingi ng meeting o kayo po nanghingi ng meeting?
No, this was several parties, several dinners, and some.
So you met socially?
And I volunteered the information that I know something about People's Initiative because we tried it before.
And you volunteered that information because he said he was interested in pursuing it.
And then I said, we can try it again because it's been my advocacy for the past 28 years, and why not?
When was this party?
We can do it again.
When was this party, sir, and where was the place that you met and discussed that, and then you finally...
This was several parties, several...
Saan po?
Iba-ibang lugar eh. Iba-ibang lugar.
Kasama po ba sa lugar na yon ang Kongreso o ang bahay ng Speaker?
Hindi naman. Pero I know a
Hindi
lot
po.
of people in the political circles, in the social circles, in the business circles.
Hindi po yun ang tinatanong ko.
Senator Cheese, if you will allow, in the news article sa PhilStar, Mr. Oñate admitted that the conveners of the People's Initiative coordinated with Congressman. Anong ibig sabihin ng coordinate? Sila ba
kasi
ang pasimuno o kayo?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. You're now saying January 2, but earlier you said it was Attorney Garbin who called you. Sino ba tumawag kanino?
Ako po ang nakipag-coordinate sa mga congressmen because according to the law, we are supposed to get 3% per congressional district.
Yes, we're
So
more
dahil
interested.
3% per congressional district, yung distrito na yun, a congressman ang leader doon sa
So
Congress.
who are these congressmen? Senator Cheese and I would like to know who are the congressmen that your group coordinated with? Tinawagan ninyo o sila tumawag?
Ako ang nakipag-coordinate.
O, Senator
Madam Chair,
Cheese.
Madam Chair, so under oath you admit that you coordinated this PIRMA initiative with congressmen since the 3% is required to be obtained per district.
Yeah, per district, yeah. That is
So,
the requirement.
Sino?
tamang-
Bigyan mo naman kami ng pangalan. Ay, sorry, Cheese. Go ahead.
So tamang strategy naman yun. Sasangay
Yun na nga mga kapanig. Ano na ang masasabi mo sa balitang ito? Please comment down below. Pag-usapan natin yan sa comment section. At kung nagustuhan mo ang video, ay huwag kalimutang i-click ang like at i-share na din para mas marami pang makakaalam sa makabuluhang video ito. Mabuhay ka, Pilipinas!